Hi everybody, good evening and welcome to Red and Blue News from a croaky Nick Philpott here, shortly to be joined by Gel Holyoke. As you can tell, I'm still sitting in my palace top. I've got the croaky voice and I've just, in the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so, returned from today's home fixture, last game of the season, at home to Weest Brom, where Palace run out very worthy 2-0 winners. It's lots of very interesting things to talk about. We're going to touch on the review. Okay, I'm waiting for Gel to join, and he's just coming now. So just bear with me a second. Where's my old Gel? There he is. Gel, just trying to come and get you, mate. So, like I said, hello, mate. You okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to put the headphones in?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you hear me all right?
Well, I can hear you better now as well. you were sounding a little bit distant. So
there'll be a reason for that. It's because I didn't have my headphones in. Evening, Ian. Good evening, all 18 of you that are on board. I hope you're all well. Like I said, I've recently got back from Sellers Park myself, so if you think my voice is a bit croaky, there'll be a reason for that. I spent the afternoon jumping around like a lunatic. So, how's your day been, Jill, before we get started?
All right. Oh, hang on a second. Let me just turn the computer down.
No problem.
Evening, Lee. Lee just said hello. Sorry, what was that? How's my day been?
How's your day been? You had a good day, yeah? So, who we got on there? We got Lee and we got Joe. Adam, good evening, mate. Ian, another Lee.
Richie Terry. Andy Stacey, Andy Hopper.
Right, okay, Andy Stacey, lovely to meet you today. Do you mind if I do a couple of bits of housekeeping before we kick off, Joel? A couple of things have happened today. And this week, I've been to 2 events. I've been to the Box Part kit launch. You know, some of you enjoyed us going live, and I hope you enjoyed that and hope you got something out of it, where I met lots and lots of you guys coming up to me, telling me how you're enjoying the show that Jill and I are putting together. It's our pleasure. Thank you for your nice comments. But it happened again today. Sellers Park, numerous people came up to me telling me they enjoy what we're doing. They're enjoying what the Red and Blue News does for them. Okay, and our membership is going up and up and up. So I'm actually expecting a few listeners or viewers this evening, simply because people are still on their way back from the game, and I fully understand that. If you're not watching this live and you're watching this on a record, don't forget it'll be up on your YouTube page sometime tomorrow. It'll be up on the Facebook page as well. I want to tell you about a couple of things before we kick off. A special mention to Andy Lucy. A lot of you know Andy Lucy. He works very closely with the for Life Foundation, and he's asked me to give you a heads up on a little event that's coming up shortly. This is on Saturday, the 26th of May, between 3 p.m. and 11 p.m. It's called the Spectacular Swan Fundraiser, raising money for the Palace for Life Foundation. I do shout out to them. Okay, but this is absolutely Palace related, and I think it's important I read it out to you. Come and enjoy the Spectacular Swan Fundraiser at the Swan in West Wickham, raising funds for the Palace for Life Foundation. There will be a free buffet, DJ, various stalls, guest appearances, tombola, competition, and beat the goalie. Okay, adult
free
tickets.
Buffet, you say?
Oh, not for you. Okay, there's only a limited amount of food. Okay, adult tickets are £7.50. 5 to 16-year-olds are £3, and under 5s are free. That's including buffet, raffle ticket. Entrance is strictly by tickets only. Tickets available from the Swan Fundraiser at outlook.com. Contact Andy Lucy or contact the Palace for Life Foundation. That's at Saturday, the 26th of May, between 3 p.m. and 11 p.m. Get along, guys. Help them raise some funds, much needed funds. Lucy, good evening. I can see you there. I hope you're well. Paul, I can see you. Andrew James. Also, a couple of other things to tell you about. For those of you who haven't seen this, okay, this is the special edition John Motson Matchday programme. I believe they only printed 1,000 of them, and I actually made a purchase of one today. It was exactly the same programme as the ordinary Matchday programme, but with obviously the big review that you'd all seen over the national press with John Motson. So I think Palace fans, it's safe to say that you covered yourselves in glory during the pitchwalk today, singing the Match of the Day theme tune. Joe, you might not have seen this, but they sang the Match of the Day theme tune. They gave sung his name, and also Crystal Palace Football Club did a nice presentation on the pitch for him after the game had finished and while the pitch walk was going on. So well done to everybody concerned, including all the club management and everybody else. And one last one, if you don't mind, and then I will talk to you, I promise you. You guys will all be aware of a...
Don't matter to me. Listen, your connection is crap, mate.
Really?
Nick, your internet's really, really poor. Yeah, really
I am hardwired in.
I'll catch in about 1 in every 4 words.
Okay, I'm hardwired in. Folks, if you're in with Gel, would you please tell me now? In fact, Michael's actually telling me now. Is my connection is poor, allegedly, according to Mike was saying the same thing. Right, guys, if you can hear me, I just want to tell you one more thing, and I'm going to hand over to Gel for a minute while I fiddle around with my equipment. Okay, if you pardon the pun. A lot of you will be familiar with a gentleman on here called Leslie Fuller. Now, Leslie Fuller and I have been in touch with each other for many years, okay, but we actually have never met until today, where I had the absolute pleasure of meeting this gentleman. Now, when I say this gentleman, he actually came to meet me in the fan zone, okay, and he presented me with a gift. Now, this gift, I won't read it all to you, okay, but those of you who can see this out there, this is something that he wrote prior to the Cup final many years ago. I believe it was the 79 Cup final. That's the year we were in the first Cup final, Joe. Oh no, sorry, the 1990 Cup final. Okay, and look, he's actually printed it out for me on Palace paper, okay, and signed it for me, then framed it and gave it to me as a gift for what we do on Red and Blue News. So, Leslie Fuller, my pleasure to meet you today. Thank you very much for my gift, and I'm very grateful. And I should treasure that. And I'd say I'll put it on my mantelpiece, but I don't have a mantelpiece, so I'll have to find somewhere else to put that. But I'm very grateful.
His missus won't let him put it on there, Leslie. Don't worry. If he had one, it'd be going in the attic.
Ian Lyons is saying it's back to front. Ian, no, I know what you're saying, but you can't read the words because it's back to front. I realise that because it's like, no, that's back to front, Lyons.
That's it. I can read that now.
So, everybody, welcome to the Red and Blue Review with me, Nick Philpott, and the famous Gel Holyoke. Make sure you share us on all your Palace pages, okay? And don't forget to join us on our Twitter page, Red and Blue News 1, and also on our new YouTube channel. And that YouTube channel, can you believe our show last week? Bearing in mind, it's the Philpott's player prediction thing, yeah? Do you believe that? It didn't go up till Friday, okay? And we've had over 200 views on it already, just on our YouTube channel, without the page, just on the YouTube channel. So we, as a team, seem to appear to be going from strength to strength. It looks as though we're giving the public something we want, and they want, and we're going to. The good news is we're going to continue next season. And I've got one last bit of big news, Joe. I don't even know if I told you this. I think I did. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be doing some different interviews next year, hopefully. Joe and I have got people that we talk to, and I'm delighted to tell you, and I'm going to tease you all a little bit. Can anybody tell me out there who's made 571 appearances for the club? Watch this space, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to keep it back for the new season, okay? But we have some very, very big names coming your way, hopefully in the new year, in the new season. So that's enough of me prattling on. Mr. Holyoke. So we ran out 2-0 winners, okay? A lot of first half, a couple of goals in the second half. What was your views on the game? Can you hear me?
First off, yeah, I can hear you, but your connection is really, really rubbish. Really rubbish. Literally on the beach. I mean, it was shocking. I mean, they looked like they were up for it, and we weren't. So, their tackles are flying in, but in saying that, it's Weest Brom, isn't it? So Weest Brom don't need an invitation. You know, they're friendly before the season. They kicked the crap out of us. Did it up there, and they've done it. You know, at the end of the season in a game that there's only got pride. You know, they've only got their pride to fight for. But anyway, yeah, it was interesting to watch that fat referee do nothing about studs up, diving in tackles, You know, I mean, some of them he didn't even give free kicks for. He's an absolute joke of a referee. But anyway, you know, a bore first half, lightened up by a slip by Foster, which they managed to get away with, and Kyriakos, or whatever his name is, had for West Brom, had a bit of a volley from outside the area that whistled, I don't know, a couple of metres past the post, which Hennessy, well, I don't say he had covered. I don't think he did have covered. But anyway, it was a good strike, but a metre or two. Can we just stop putting messages in our chat, fellas, please? But apart from that, yeah, the first half was just was almost a non-event. I think Roy had a few words and saying, you know, there's 25,000 people out there, you know, sort it out, and and sort it out. They did. It turned into a very, very good game. Yeah, you know, with I thought at times, you know, their passing was very good, but equally on the break, you know, I don't think there's many teams. You know, we're up there, I think, top 6 attacking. There's not many teams that can attack like us at the pace that we attack, with the skill, and you know, it's so refreshing to see our play. I always said that what we haven't done for years and years, right? You know, at the beginning of just before the game starts, you always get like the players, they're 1-on-1 and they're 1 and 2 touch. That big, you know, 10 square metres or whatever they're playing in. We never ever did that. But over the last couple of months, we've started doing that. Our 1 and 2 touch football at pace is getting sublime. You know, it's getting Man City-esque. You know, I know it sounds a bit, you know, comparing chalk and cheese Palace to Man City, but you know, it really is. It's getting on the superb side. So anything is it's the last game, and it's sort of going to be a huge tease for us to see who comes back and who doesn't. You know, obviously 2 loans that I'd like to see come back to us as either loans or targets. You know, bought targets. Obviously RLC and Fosu-Mensah. Fosu-Mensah, from what I've heard, seems to you know, this it's going to be all down to money, I suppose. But you know, does he want to come down to South London and play where he's going to, you know, play at least half a season? At least I would have thought. I don't know. I mean, it's, you know, it's massively encouraging. So I'd really like to see RLC club next out of all the players.
Right. First of all, can I just interrupt you a second? First of all, how's my connection now?
Better.
Good. Okay. Right. Couple of things to talk about. Okay, because now you mentioned RLC. Just read what Jordan just put in the chat. Okay. Gutted to see that Ruben Loftus-Cheek just wished us all the best for the future on Instagram. Now, the Palace faithful that stayed behind, and I've got to tell you, the stadium stayed packed right the way through the pitch walk. Very few people left the. I hope you enjoyed my live with the players going around, but they sung his name, showed him some absolute love, and he stood there with this big grin over his face, and then sung "Sign him up, sign him up, sign him up," which he also loved. So it's a little bit disappointing what Jordan just said. He's gone on to Instagram tonight and said, you know, he wishes all the best for the future, which would indicate, whilst we all want him to stay, it's going to be a lot of money, but it's going to be, you know, the worst thing or the best thing would be we got back on another year's loan. Personally, I can't see it happening. I'd love it to happen, but I can't see it happening. You and I were talking after the game, Joe. We were talking about the RLC Johan Kabay thing, because again, for those that weren't at the game today, before I asked Joe the question, the players did the pitch walk. They all got applauded. They all got sung to, including Johan. Johan stood there and clapped and everything else. He then disappeared down the tunnel when everybody else did, then came back on as people were filtering out the ground and waved goodbye. And to me, that wasn't an end of season wave goodbye. It looked a little bit more terminal than that. because he obviously knows his contract is up. Right. So, very simple question for you, big man. RLC or Johan Cabaye?
Oh, it's just there is no. That's no question, is it? It's RLC all day, every day. You know, for me, Cabaye is expendable, even though he's been playing very, very good. You know, at his age, well, I'm sure that we've got a couple of players that can step up. You know, to fill that gap. You know, Riedewald's got to come good. Sooner or later, he's got to come good, or he's going to be gone. So, but yeah, there's no competition for me. I would have him all day long over Cabaye. You know, for everything. Even though I thought Cabaye the last 2 months, I thought Cabaye has been absolutely fantastic. But he is a 60, 65, 70 minutes at the very most. 70-minute player, and sometimes, you know, with a thin squad, you've got to have 90-minute players. So, but you know, there's the ifs and buts and maybes and stuff have started already. But I would love him to be, you know, I mean, almost a little bit of he owes us something. You know, I think we've played him into the form of his life without a doubt. Not interested what Chelsea fans think. You know, they've got a squillion players at their place, you know, and until he starts doing it on the Premier League stage, like he has been doing it for us, you know, they've probably only ever heard of him and not really seen him. So, you know, I know he was only playing 1 game in 5 for them and because of his injury. And now look at him, you know, we seem to have sorted him out. We seem to have got his head in the right place. And he does seem to, you know, be in a good place, surrounded by players that, you know, like-minded players. The other thing as well is that I think he'd get the adulation. I think he would get, and as it's going to sound up against Chelsea fans, he's going to get real adulation from local fans. No, not local fans. From fans that are not considered corporate. Does that sound? I don't know if I'm explaining myself properly. I think he would get the love. And not fake, you know. He would get the real. He'd be the business at Palace. He'd be the business. And you know what? There's another thing. Is if we did sign him, it would show a huge amount of intent. To the fans from the board about the direction we're moving in. So, like I said, I think we were probably 7 or 8 players out and some kids and a couple of decent signings in. So I think all bodes well for the future. You know, we've got players, we can see what can happen. So
can I just make a couple of? Do you mind if I just made a couple of points? Ian Lyons is absolutely on fire here tonight. Okay, and I just want to tell you a couple of things he said. The last player who made that much of an impact as a loan was Ashley Cole. Can't argue with that. He then said Cabaye's legs have started to go. Ruben has lost his cheek all day long. Okay. He then went on to say Chelsea's new manager. Now this is an interesting point. Chelsea's new manager will want new blood and bring in players over RLC. We will get him. But again, Michael Middleton, who I had the pleasure of meeting the other night, said, "Can we afford him?" Now, in my uneducated view, okay, I know you're closer to this than I am, Jill, but if we were to lose Johan Cabaye's, I assume it's north of £100,000 a week off our wage bill, surely we would then be able to afford your 70 grand for £70,000 a week for RLC, wouldn't we?
Well, we would do, but we'd need to fork out an initial fee for him. I can see it being, I mean, if it started talking about average players that are quick, but with literally no end product in the Championship, 30 million quid for Traore. I think he's sort of 25 to 30 million quid. I think that'd be the average player. But the other thing as well is what won't help us in the transfer market is if he, if he gets picked for England, and then goes on and has a blinding World Cup. You know, that's the kind of thing that we need to have him. You know, we need to have him signed up beforehand. You know, I'm hoping that would be. You know, the other thing as well, because of his past injury problems and the injuries as well that he's had this season. You know, if we get 3/4 of a season out of him, then he'd be worth the 20 million, 25 million that we pay for him. You know, as an average buy, and then give him wages accordingly. You know, I think sooner or later these contracts are going to have to start going on appearances and bonuses, which would bring football more into line, rather than just go, yeah, we'll give you 80 grand a week, and then you get injured, and then we're stuffed for 4.5 million pound a year, and we've already spent 20 million pound on him. So
you actually made you made an interesting point a second ago. You mentioned transfers and what we're likely to do, and I just want to remind everybody. And by the way, there's 60 of you watching this show. You're all on the way home from the game. Half of you should be in the pub, yet you've joined us, and we're very honoured. Thank you very much. Joe and I are going to take a little bit of a break for a couple of weeks, but we will be back during the summer, and we will be doing a transfer speculation show at some point during the summer, and we'll also be doing, the whole team are going to be getting involved in the transfer deadline show on whatever night the transfer window shuts. Okay, I can't even remember the dates off the top of my head, but we will be doing that. We'll be bringing that to you live, so make sure you look out on your socials for all of that. We want you there. Nate's just selling it. 6th season in the Premier League. Bring it on. And the other thing I saw Nate post earlier on, by the way, and we haven't even touched on it yet. We haven't even touched on the lineup yet, Jill. And the fact that Crystal Palace Football Club, who hadn't got a goal for the first 7 games, hadn't got a point for the 7 games, we've just finished 11th in the Premier League, above Bournemouth, West Ham, Brighton, Huddersfield, Southampton, and the 3 that have gone. I'm just so proud. I don't know about you guys, but out there, but I'm just oozing with pride. This dodgy old heart of mine is pumping away, I'm glad to say. But what sort of a season have we just had, Jill?
Well, from almost, there's a saying, from the sublime to the ridiculous. Well, we've gone from the ridiculous almost to the sublime. I mean, what would really, what sort of encourages me for next season already is if we can push this kind of form, this team with some decent additions, and with the youth from our 23s, and also one from the 20s. I think we have. I really do think we have a chance of building for the future. It's exciting, I mean, the endless. I like to think that the days of being picked off, that we get a player and someone waves a few quid in front of him and then he's just gone. I like to think that those days are not gone, but they're almost. I mean, Wilf was so badly burnt by United. It's probably done us the biggest favour for our club in the last 10 years. Apart from being saved by Parish and Co. That for that to happen to us, it's been a real eye opener for players, and I think as well with the turnaround in fortunes and turnaround in luck a little bit,
Johnson, good news.
Go on.
Let me be the bearer of good news, okay? Again, I had already seen it, but thank you, Ian, for pointing it out to me. Ladies and gentlemen, Palace won 2-0 today, in case you hadn't noticed. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you hadn't noticed, Brighton got stuff today. And the best news of all today, ladies and gentlemen, Charlton lost in the playoffs. So they lost away at Shrewsbury, and they are now out of the playoffs. So is that not win-win-win? I think that's what you call it. A triple win.
Oh, I was putting up on as the goals were going in, and the Vermin were getting beat. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. It's just lovely. It really, really, really lovely. And then, this. Do you know what? Today has got better and better. Harry Ornett falls over, taking a penalty, breaks his arm.
No.
Wilf has to troll him. I've got to get on the Instagram later and get hold of and try and say sense. Wilf has to troll him. That would just be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, the Vermin getting beat, the Clowns getting turned over. I mean, I'd like two of them have lost in the final at Wembley. That would have been even better. But you know, just to see them all crying at Wembley would have been great. But anyway, yeah, as Nate's just said, it's a Colesberg weekend.
You're right, mate. I can see it.
That's like Colesberg.
Yeah, it's white. That's called white Colesberg, though. So
exactly.
Yeah. So
but anyway, just quickly, we've done the first half. So the second half, we've obviously had a rocket come out. Wolf switches to the left-hand side, and then all of a sudden we are like, Jesus, you know, we kill them. We absolutely kill them. What they do straight away is they have to bring 2 or 3 out to carry on kicking Wolf. But what that does, that enables Van Arnholt to just keep diving down the left-hand side. And absolutely, you know, just
Joe, you frozen. Sorry, mate. You froze there for a second.
No, that was John Knox sending me a message saying everything's all right on like this show.
John,
thanks, John. Thank you.
Nice to see you again. Thank you for coming up to us again today, John boy. Good to see you. Sorry, you were saying.
But yeah, I mean, the football was absolutely fantastic. Some of the one-touch football, really, really brilliant, really brilliant. I've just seen who's just put this up. Someone just put this up about so Adam Monk's just turned around and said, Jimmy Mack booked for diving. Did he dive? No, he didn't dive. There's another thing Fat Moss got wrong. You know, he's just a absolute joke for a referee. Like I said, I thought he got most things wrong today. But yeah, so no, it wasn't a dive. He set the ball forward, got set. You feel the contact, you go down. It's a free kick. It's as simple as that. But he just, you know, I think they're just having a bit of a crack at us. These referees. It just does seem to just be an agenda a little bit. I'm sure there was anyway. But anyway, and there he is, as if by magic. John Knox.
John Knox
come up and there
nice
he is.
to see you, mate. I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. I was talking to you all about the what our Red and Blue News page's plans are for the summer, and there may well be a new feature coming on. So you've heard of the problem page Deirdre, okay? We're also thinking about having, what is it, Judge Gel. Now, you all know, you don't need me to tell you what this guy's like. He's that bald head of his, he's packed full of life experiences, and we are going to do we are going to do a dedicated show called Judge Gel, where you guys are going to phone us in or call us in or message us in with all your life problems, and this bloke here is going to deal with them for you. He's going to tell you how to resolve them.
This is not my idea, by the way. This is Ben's idea.
Judge Gel.
I'm just going to sort you lot out. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure.
So tell me, how does that fat bastard John Moss referee an English Premier League game? Okay, you may as well give it to me.
Well, what? This is why we've got no referees in the World Cup. It's just seriously. Do you know what? It will take someone getting seriously injured by a non-tackle. Maybe intellectual property on Judge Jill. You'll be hearing from my lawyers. Ian Lyons.
God, he's on fire, the boy.
I'm amazed that he's a referee. Honestly, I'm absolutely amazed. There's got to be kids out there. There's got to be, some young referees out there that will do a better job than him. Seriously, they must have better eyes. They must position themselves better than him. It's just a joke. But anyway, let's talk about the first goal.
In a second, I want to tell you something. Good. Hold on, let me just tell you this. I've got something to tell you. You won't have seen this, and I will put the videos up later on, okay?
Michael just turned around, and Michael Middleton just turned around and said he looks a little overweight to me. Look, I'm trying my best, Mike, all right? But I just keep it's breakfast in the morning, milk in it. Oh, John Moss. Oh, I thought he was having a crack at me.
I saw something at Sellers today that I haven't seen since you and I were kids, okay? I actually saw human surfing in the Homesdale today, and I'm not joking. Yeah. Did you see it? Did you catch it on telly? Have you seen it on socials?
No. I didn't see it.
One bloke from the HF gets... this happened today. One bloke from the HF, no shirt on, gets held up, okay, and he's literally being passed around the HF. And this didn't go on for 2 or 3 seconds. This went on... So you'll see the video later on. I will post the video later on. It must have gone for 40 seconds, maybe a minute or so, and it was as fun. And the stewards just let them get on with it. It was great to see. It was good fun, harmless fun. Nobody got hurt. I suppose you could argue it was dangerous if you're going to be really anal about it, but it was good to see. It reminded me of the 80s at Sellers Park. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Anyway, on to the first goal.
A little bit of danger is good. If everything's just not dangerous, it's very boring, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Mickey Philpott, I believe you know him, said he's Gel on the Garth Crooks diet. That's harsh. That is really harsh.
I'm not going to laugh.
Anyway, Danny Topley says, imagine Gel human surfing. Why am I even here?
I'm actually also... I mean?
It's just...
You're here to be... Of course you are, and that's what you're here for. Now, before we move on, okay, because I want to talk about the first goal in a second. I'm a little bit...
Big deaths.
What, was they trying to lift you up? I've got a crane to lift you up. Yeah, I'm fastest around the home now.
All right, thanks. Yeah, crane, yeah, carry on.
And I've got one more video that I'm a bit frightened of seeing, okay, because I haven't seen it yet. There's a guy on there you'll see now called James Convey. James, hello, mate. I did get your message, yes. Apparently, he's got photographic evidence of me leading the chant to Sweet Caroline just before the players came back out on the pitch this evening. Yeah, I think I was giving it large at that point. But there you go. You're there to enjoy yourselves. Right, so talk to me through Mr. Zaha and his goal.
So RLC gets put in again. I think it was RLC puts in Van Arnold down the left-hand side. He's got the beating of the right back, cuts it back to the penalty spot. And this is another thing that's changed in our attacking. If you notice that the amount of times now the ball, instead of being put across the goal for near post, which was never happened, we're now pulling it back, ready for players like Zaha and MacArthur running on, which is great. And obviously, Wilf comes in. I mean, he's missed probably 2 or 3 gilt chances today where he could have done slightly better. But anyway, we know he's a winger and not he's supposed to be. He was a forward once, but turned into a winger. So, but anyway, he's Van Arnold's put the ball back to the penalty spot, almost just between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box. And Wilf's, I don't know whether he hit it left or right-footed. I still have seen it 4 or 5 times and can't make up my mind. But anyway,
sure,
it was a great finish. Yeah, through the goalkeeper, and I think their left back was on the line as well. But great finish. And let's be honest, it wasn't undeserved. It was deserved. It was all over him. So 1-0, and all of a sudden, the crowd are jumping even more than they had been the whole game anyway. So
it was buzzing, mate. Absolutely buzzing.
I'm trying to think whether we were 1-0 up. I don't think we were. When did the Roy Hodgson sign come up from the HF? When did that come up?
I don't know what minute that was.
Second half.
It was in the second half, yeah. Definitely in the second half. I don't know what minute it came up, whether it's supposed to be on the hour mark. Can anybody tell me what the other side? You've got to realise I stand in row 13, okay, which is the HF start at row 2 and finish at 12, and then it's me. And so when they held their long banners up there when they drop the thing down from the top of the Homesdale of his picture, okay, and then they put up 3 banners across the middle. Okay, I can't see those banners because I'm standing behind them. Can anybody tell me what those banners said?
What they said?
Yeah, because I don't know what they say. I can't read them because obviously I'm standing underneath one of them.
Oh, okay. Did you get covered in red paint, by the way? There was a complaint from some fella who said he had his new jeans on, and the red paint flecks came down and stained all his new jeans.
Oh, really? No, I didn't see that.
He's such a bum, that Danny Sockley. Look. Yes.
What's he said?
Right. He said, I bet that's not skimmed milk.
It was on 50 minutes, apparently, according to James and John. It was on 50 minutes.
Okay. Well, that was a little bit epic, that was. Really, really good. So they've done all right today. Saved their best to last, because there's not been a lot of a lot of stuff.
There's the answer.
There it is. It said, from the terraces to dugout, Roy's one of our own. So yeah, massively. And then obviously the singing, is one of our own, Roy Hodgson, and then Roy Hodgson's Red and Blue Army. The singing went on for a good 5 minutes, which was lovely, and you could see his face. He massively appreciative of that. But anyway,
hang on, before we move on, I'm going to tell everybody out there, there's 62 of you watching. Okay, I was one of those that was a little bit sceptical about the appointment. I wasn't convinced that obviously we were in a rubbish position at that point when we took him on, and I'm thinking, why do we want to go for an England reject? So I will be the first to put my hand up and say I got it wrong, and I'm an absolute convert now. Fantastic. Sorry, mate, I interrupted you. I apologise.
That's all right. Obviously, we just said about the first goal and the second goal. If this was any of the top 3-4 that had scored this, they'd be literally playing it all over. And it's ridiculous how attacking, where some of our players seem to be turning up. There were 4 or 5 really quick one touches on the edge of the area. I don't even know who put the ball through, because I was watching a stream on my phone as well. I wasn't even watching it on the big screen. But safe to say that the last ball put Van Arnholt through the centre on the edge of the area. He's our left back. I would be expecting Wilf or MacArthur to be standing there, but no, it's Van Arnholt, our left back, who's then clean through on a goalkeeper, sidestep. I mean, it was just almost a ringer, but just a little bit closer to the goal than RLC's goal in the 5-0 at Leicester, or against Leicester. It was again just another one of those goals when you just thought, is that us? Have we just scored a goal like that? But like I mentioned earlier, that one-touch football that they play, the 1- and 2-touch warm-up football, we're putting that on the park, and for me, I love that. I mean, it just shows how Roy and his team are getting our players to show some true potential. It's amazing to watch stuff like that, and I'm telling you now, if the match of the day pundits aren't cooing over that tonight, then they won't ever. I know that City got the 100 points today and scored in the 94th minute. They've
Tottenham 9 goals.
They still be playing. They still get. Yeah, I saw. So did they lose 5-4, win 5-4?
No, they won 5-4.
Okay. Who did they play?
I don't know. Oh, actually, I do know. I've got it right in front of me. We're talking about they beat Leicester 5-4. I'm sorry. For those of you who've just come over the games today, Burnley lost 2-1 to Bournemouth. Huddersfield lost 1-0 to Arsenal. Liverpool won 4-0 against the Scum. Man United won 1-0 against Watford. Chelsea lost 3-0 to Newcastle. That was a shame because obviously it affected where we finished. Man City won 1-0 against Southampton. Stoke beat Swansea 2-1. 5-4 Leicester. Spurs, as I've just discussed, and West Ham 3 and Everton 1. So
there's a couple of things. There's a couple of things here. I mean, firstly, Leicester must be ill. They've scored 4 goals away from home and got beat. And Chelsea got beat by Newcastle and finished 5th, and I hope they get nothing that they'll have to play Europa football next year. And for me, is there any way Chelsea can be in the Champions League next year?
Somebody out there will tell us. You ask me those.
Yeah, come on. If I ask the army out there, is there any way? Because I'll tell you now, if not, then I reckon they've got 4 or 5 players.
Okay, so right, Ben, can I just say
Hazard ain't going to be not wanting to play Premier League football.
Correct. So. Ben has just put up the running order for match of the day, boys. Okay, kicking off with Tottenham, Leicester, Liverpool, Brighton, Southampton, Man City, Stoke versus Swansea, Newcastle, Chelsea, Huddersfield, Arsenal, and then us, fourth game to last, followed by.
Oh, so we're back. We're
back to where we belong.
Place on match of the day, then.
Yeah, you think because we gave bloody Motti a decent send off, they might actually elevate us for once, you know. So regs.
Yeah. No, that again is the end. There's a lot of stuff that happened at Palace. You know, the end of an era. Definitely for a few of our players. For Motson, you know, there's must have been a pretty, you know, if you just a Palace fan and the club's everything to you, you know, that would have been quite an emotional time, because I know I see a tweet from. I'll just find it in a minute, but really, really lovely tweet from I can't remember her name now, but she's obviously gutted that Damo has left. And she looks like she's got every single top that he ever had. But yeah, real shame. You know, Damo, I believe, you know, was anyway, it's by the by.
Well, it's a
sad day, but it'll be a good day as well.
He at the end of the game, obviously during a pitch walk, he was presented a gift from the HF of some description. He then grabbed the microphone and said some words to the crowd, and it was very fitting. Great to see him. He obviously much loved, a great servant for the club, and whatever he goes on to, I for one wish him absolute well for the future, and his I was going to say his family, but so it's. So that took us up to the 78th minute. Was Van Aanholt's goal. Look at this. Look at these numbers, folks. It's Sunday evening, and you're spending your evening after a football game with us.
They've all had their baths. That's why they're all ready for bed.
They've all got work in the morning, isn't it? That's what it is.
Exactly. School. I've got school. I've just quickly, I've just got a nice tweet up here, and you can read a lot into people's tweets. I don't like to read too much into them, but Andros Townsend, again, he's another one who's speculation all the time about whether he's going to be here or whether he's not. And again, he seems to have got better and better as the season's gone on. But he says a great way to end the season.
Good night, Andy. Till mate.
Season through the good and the bad. Roll on August. You know, roll on August. Yeah, it's great.
And that's brilliant. I would like to make a couple of little mentions, if you don't mind. You'll be aware I have a friend of mine that comes over regularly from Canada. Simon Cribbin flew in overnight, got into Heathrow this morning, came to meet me at the pub. He brought along his brother with him, who also lives in Canada. These boys are South London boys, okay? They're both born and bred in Norwood, okay? And their whole family's moved over to Canada. And I've spent the day with them today. Absolute pleasure to meet you, Roy. Simon, nothing changes. And we're doing it all again next season. I think it was 9 times he flew over from Canada because he shares a season ticket with one of my sons. And this guy shares a season ticket. And he's... So I'm not reading Ben's comments on it. So Simon, lovely to spend a day with you, and you, Roy. Thanks very much, and we'll do it all again next year. Good evening, Grant. I've seen you there, and hello to everybody who's watching us worldwide, because I know that we have people going to work right now in Australia, have been watching us, and now they're off to work. So anybody who's watching outside the UK, thank you for watching, and thank you for joining us on Red and Blue News. We're so lucky, right? So, anything else happening in the game that you wanted to talk about?
No, not really. I mean, I thought Mamadou Sakho escaped quite a serious injury from another studs up late tackle from the Weest Brom sub. Can't remember his name. The Welsh forward.
Which I've got it right. Another, Rob Sakanu?
Yeah. I mean, that was another tackle that just, they're broken foot tackles. Just, anyway. But yeah, so when it goes to 2-0, it's done and dusted then, isn't it? So, I mean, I can't think of again, Hennessy gets a shutout. Look good. Get on to him.
Let's do that.
Like I say, we've all had 3/4 of a season to spank him, and to be honest, rightly so. He's thanks, lovely mate. Because he has had some shockers, but I'll tell you what, since Dean Carley's come in, he's been a new keeper. It's like having a new keeper. I mean, he comes for the ball, he shouts. I heard him shouting today. His distribution is good, and he tries not to hoof the ball. He's trying not to hoof it, But again, that's the reason you don't have to hoof it is because your teammates are giving you options. So, but for the last couple of months, he has been extremely good. And I'll tell you what, as much as if Gator comes over, whether he's going to be the first, a number one goalkeeper or not, I really don't know. But anyway, Lynn Fuller's just turned around and said, just seen Foster Mensah saying goodbye to us on Twitter. Well, a bit of a shame, but anyway. So we have
whatever.
And then Rob Donovan turns around, well, whatever, because he has been good for us. But then we go on to
where's he been for the last couple of weeks? Yeah, we'll do that as well.
Listen, we've got what we can. We just go straight on to him.
Yeah,
Today, ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I mean, this kid, if I know he signed a new contract, but if we don't play this kid, we would be missing the biggest trick. He's got tricks in his book. He's got. I mean, I saw today that he seemed a little bit hankered by wanting to come forward and then sort of stopping. So I think he's had his orders, don't go bowling about too much. But then every now and then you see him, sitting where a number 10 would sit, where he's chasing after the ball and going after lost causes. So he excites me. He really does. Like I said, there's been quite a few people saying that Ward is being courted by, Brighton, Bournemouth and Watford and whoever. So I pretty much can see, and just as we go on there, Ben Allen's just come up, Ward, Brighton, Watford, Bournemouth. So I pretty much, it looks like he's, I don't think he's even been secretive about wanting to leave. So I'm hoping that Bissaka now becomes our right back. That would be amazing for us. I really do. That would be another thing. That's another step forward for us. If we bring another right back into the club, well, we need to. If we lose Ward, we're going to have to replace him. So, and obviously there won't be another one. Well, I doubt there'll be another one because he's come from the 23. So, but yeah, that's massively exciting for me to know that we've got that sewn up. Sacco's on a contract. Tomo's on a contract. I don't know what's going on with our left backs. I can't see us keeping 3 decent left backs in the club. I think we only need 2, and then one from the 23s or the younger teams to step up. So I've got a feeling either Soiree or Schlupp will be moved on, or will probably stick me. If I had to say, Soiree will be moving on. I don't know, but anyway.
And as you mentioned, Soiree, Ian Lyons has just asked, how did Soiree look when he came on? He looks accomplished. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't have a great amount to do, if I'm honest, Ian. He was okay.
The game was done, wasn't it?
The game was over. All he was playing for was his fitness for next season. And talking about, before we move on from the right-back situation, I don't suppose any of those clubs mentioned will want Joel Ward at the moment, because Phil Potts' player predictions this week was bang on the nose, with the exception of Joel Ward, because the manager said that there wasn't an issue with any of his squad. What he didn't tell us was Joel Ward is actually currently walking around with a boot on his foot. Now, some of you could argue a medical boot on his foot. Now, some of you could argue that some of his performance this season has actually shown that he's been walking around with a boot on his foot most of the season. But he's actually been playing quite well recently. So he's badly injured, so he won't be going anywhere for the short term until that injury is sorted out.
No, mate, you're right. So, I mean, that just leaves, you know, the midfield. I tweeted what MacArthur put up. You know, he's pretty much, if you can read into tweets, he's going to be here next season, which is fantastic. I don't think, like you said, Cabaye comes out after most of the players have gone off and says bon voyage. So, you know, it looks like, I'm not going to start coating players off, but Puncheon isn't good enough for our side now. So he cannot take the place of Cabaye. But yeah, I just think we need to bring in, you know, obviously if we do lose RLC, that will be a huge blow for us because he's been fantastic. You know, he's a massive flair player in a team where we have got, you know, 3 or 4 flair players. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Wolf said he's not going anywhere. Everyone's been pretty much saying that, contrary to what all the papers are. Papers are trying to stir up a bit of. I mean, one minute they hate him, and now because he's scoring goals, he's got a bit of end product. You know, they think they can force a sale through, even though we wouldn't want to sell him ever. So, hello, Mick Harper, my brother-in-law, just come on. But yeah, so
Ben asked a question just now. Would you have brought Julian on for 10 minutes at the end of the game? And before you answer that, I'm going to tell you, just to let you know, I want to send out, on behalf of all of you, our congratulations to Mr. Speroni, because he didn't just come on with his wife and his 2 children. He actually came on the pitch with his wife and 3 children. And when I say 3 children, one of them was a bubba. It was no bigger than that. It can only have been weeks old, if that. It's probably not even that. It was a tiny little baby. So congratulations to Julian and his wife. Jill, would you have brought him on for 10 minutes at the end of the game?
No, not at all. It takes a minute to score a goal, or a second to score a goal, and score 2 goals in 2 minutes against us, and then it's just a nightmare, isn't it? It's a thoroughly professional. You know, if we were going to say that, then what would we do? Say bring Damo on for the last 5 minutes and stick Jules in goal. You know, this is about trying to be professional and win the last game and do, you know, the sentiment thing is nice. You can offer contracts for sentiment, which is what Jules has got. You know, we know that. I mean, pretty much the last 2 years he's had sentiment contracts. Although, you know, we have needed him this season, especially when Wayne was going through his really bad patch. So, but yeah, I wouldn't have bought him on. No, not at all.
So
but yeah,
so is he gone?
Jules?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would have thought so, unless he gets given another contract. But I mean, you know, when we're sort of talking about, you know, us up against FFP, and he's got to be on 40 or 50 grand a week, he must be. You know, then you're talking a couple of million quid. It's, you know, 2 or 3 million quid with bonuses. Then we need to be not paying players like that are not going to play for us anymore. On the other side of it, that leaves us with young Henry, who's a goalkeeper, probably go back to being number 3. And then if Gator does come in, you know, then we have Hennessy, who I believe has been in talks. So yeah, but Jamie Wallace turned around and said to Speroni, Speroni is the coaching as well. Speroni for the coaching staff, but we've already got Ben Kiley. Ben Kiley has turned around, you know, our wooden goalkeeper and turned him into a goalkeeper. So, you know, I think, you know, he isn't doing anything wrong. So I don't know whether, you know, I'm sure Speroni will be found a role within the club. But I you know, I've never met anybody that doesn't think the world of him and says how nice a person he is. And people like that have two, you know, if we've got the right coaches in at the moment, then we don't need him as a coach, but we can have him as an ambassador. You know, those kind of people.
Somebody just mentioned coaching for the junior role. We've got Dean Carley doing the seniors.
It's just, well, yeah, but I mean, you've got Paddy McCarthy, you know, and his lot. So, but listen, I imagine Christopher going somewhere and said for the under-23s, but the under-23s are going to be, you know, they're going to be run very, very closely alongside the first team. So, Michael Bushby says Speroni is a much better keeper than Carley. But the thing is, we're not talking about there's a difference between being a keeper and a coach. That's the thing. You know, Dean Carley is obviously a good coach because, like I said, he's turned Hennessy around, which has undoubtedly helped our season. So, but yeah, 71 of you on there. Everyone.
Call them out, Joel. Who just texted you? Somebody just messaged you. Who? Just name and shame them.
I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. It was something on Messenger. But anyway, don't worry about it.
Russell says, I think Speroni wants first team football before his career end, like Gilliam Charlton, and then come back. Does he want first team football? He doesn't want. Does he want first?
No, he's just. I think he knows he's done. Listen, the thing is, he's had 25 years of flinging himself along on the floor. You know, unless he's extremely lucky, he's going to feel like a broken man every time he gets up in the morning. You know, he probably has to have physio just to be able to get out of bed. Goalkeepers get smashed up.
So do I.
Exactly. But I can see Speroni being found within the club. I don't know what that was. Within the club, without a doubt, and it would be fully deserved, like I said. But yeah, and then obviously with the forwards, you know, but Ben made quite an observant, not Ben or Cole Davis, our Cole Babs on here, made quite an observant thought the other day as well. He said that the Puma people have been taking photos of Benteke in the Palace kit, which sort of bodes for next season. You know, the advertising and stuff for next season. So whether Benteke's still going to be with us, I don't know. Obviously, the glass man he's on the mend and not broken. So hopefully he'll go away and just carry on working on his fitness. You know, Conor Wickham I'm talking about. He'll go away and work on his fitness and get stronger and stronger. Go and get himself a suntan and come back and hopefully he'll he'll come back and he can fight for a first team place because you know we seem to have you know if we get to keep Benteke then he's pretty much in the same mould as Wickham, even though Wickham's got left and right foot and he's decent in the air as well. So you know. But anyway, like I said, we're not into slagging off the players today. It's all about
celebration.
Who's not. Exactly. So I think we're probably, you know, I can see Chung Lee probably going to Bolton. I can see a few of our own being moved on, which will be good because, like I said, for the club to evolve, we can't be stale. We've got to be after new players. So, but yeah, it's
interesting. You just mentioned the Puma deal a minute ago. First of all, those of you that saw the other night, I went to the kit launch at Box Park the other night, and it was. Those of you who weren't on earlier on, it was great to meet you. All of those that you coming up to us, love your contact, love meeting you. Thank you very much, Jill. I've actually done something that I haven't done in about 5 years this time. Because obviously the sash is back. Hashtag the sash is back. I've actually gone and pre-ordered the away strip for next year already. Okay, and you know I haven't told the old woman that I've just spent 50 quid on the new top and pre-ordered it for when it come launch. Tell me what your thoughts are: A, on the Puma deal, and B, on the two new kits.
Well, I don't know the finances, but I mean. Again, this is another thing. Once we step into it, we have a lot of experience with Cole coming into our little team that we've got. Cole brings a lot of experience in that business, and obviously we find little bits and pieces out, sometimes by mistake, but get hinted and get sworn to complete secrecy. But to get Puma on board, it's another step. It's not just a step forward; it's a step up for us. They're a massive they're a massive deal for us. The money will obviously be a lot better. It goes without saying, Ben.
Get on with it.
But yeah, it's a huge step forward. But I mean, the kits. See, the thing is, every now and then, what I like about Parrish is he listens to the fans, and everybody raves about the sash. And it literally is. It's a iconic. Classic. It's that Adidas Sambas. It's just the Sambas will be around for. I wore them when I was 15. I'm 51. I've still got loads of pairs of them. I buy them all the time.
Tell me you haven't got the original pair.
No, I wish I did. They'd be worth about 400 or 500 quid now.
After they've been on your feet? I don't think so.
Yeah, well, I suppose so. Yeah. But no, I mean, it's like you say. It's not just a classic, but you're right. It's an iconic kit, and it's just great looking. I think what they've done, they've nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Have they got the black kit again for next season?
No, it's the red. That's the white kit. The white sash is the away kit, and the red and the red and blue where it moulds into the colours. Okay, it's as though someone who's got. That's the home kit.
No, I know that. But so what's the third kit? I don't
think the third kit's been announced yet. Ben says it's an 8-figure deal, by the way, on the kit. I don't think the third kit has been announced unless any of our wonderful viewers out there, our 64 people watching it, can tell me that I'm wrong, because I'd love you to tell me that I'm wrong. Go for it. So to the best of my knowledge, it hasn't been announced.
Well, I mean, we have to have 3 kits. I'm pretty sure we have to have 3 kits. Yeah. But, I mean, they just... If we had the black kit from this year and the 2 new kits, they would be up there for me. They would be up there amongst probably the best in the country. And I don't say that with rose tinted glasses on at all. They really are just stunning kits. But to bring that back, to bring the white, the white kit with the sash back, a little bit about a bit of red going across the top there. I'm not too. But listen, beggars can't be choosers. I mean, it really is.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, so that's Gilles' views on the kit. Okay, the timings, I don't even know what the time is. We must have been going well over an hour. It's a great, thank you. It's a great move. I think Puma being a premier sports company. I mean, I don't believe that I don't remember us ever having Puma before. It's iconic, and Ben made the point just a minute ago. Isn't it great that because it is iconic, it's synonymous with the Vince era, and they use that very classy promotion to use Vince and Wilf Zaha in the promotion. I thought it was a fantastic bit of camera work. I thought it was a very high quality Premier League-esque, may I say, promotion for the new kits. Do you not agree?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there for the box part thing. Obviously, I was working, and by the time I got down, it wouldn't have been till 7 o'clock, and it was all done and dusted. So, but yeah, I mean, again, just the the unveiling of the new kit, instead of just having someone come out and go, here, hold this top up, this is all nice for next year. Please buy our kits. We have box part. How many people were there? How many people were at box part?
I would take a stab between 500 and 700. I would guess. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Lots of children because they obviously timed it to coincide with the end of the school day. So there's lots of kids there. Which is what we want. Which is what we want, because without the kids coming through, we've got no future. So, but yeah, Ian Lyons said it was good to see Jim Cannon and Bissaka selling a video.
whatever that means, I don't know. But
No,
Stephen
I don't know.
Arms said definitely 500 plus. Nigel Crouch said the third kit, a yellow and blue version of the home kit. There was a sneak view of it on one of the videos. So I haven't seen these videos, but stick the videos up on Nigel and tag us. You know, I'd like to have a look at them. These sneak videos. So
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah,
absolutely. I was about to say,
exciting times.
We're going to move on shortly to questions from the audience, okay? And we will answer anything that we can. I don't know where he's gone now. He's decided, I think he's got to.
No, I'm staying here.
He's got to kiss his wife, I think. Do you know what? What you can't see off camera is I've now got my feet up because I've been on my feet all day. I was getting cramped. It's because I'm getting older. Before any of you bloody will say it. Anyway, so we're going to have questions from the audience. John Ellicott's out there. I can see Ben's out there. Any of you guys want to come on screen and talk to me? When we let Jill go at the end of the evening, you're all invited to come and say hello. So anything you want to talk about now, guys? Questions from the audience? Fire away. Now, the other thing we can do, and I haven't spoken to Jill about this, folks, okay? So, Jill, I'm going to put you on the spot. So my apologies in advance, okay? What about... He's now really concerned about what I'm going to say.
Before we do this, Ben has said discuss Roy. But we have discussed Roy, haven't we?
No, what he's talking about is he hasn't had a very good year. He's coming to the end of his contract, so there's no point renewing his contract, is there?
Who?
Roy Hodgson.
Roy signed a 2-year deal, didn't he?
Right. Okay.
He signed a 2-year deal. I'm sure.
I thought it was only. I thought it was a 1-year deal, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So, what do we give him?
What do we give him? We give him another. An extension on his deal, but just a year. You know, otherwise we're coming out either before in a little mobility scooter or last pushing his little frame along.
With me alongside him.
We have to keep. Imagine that Stephen Reed standing behind him, pushing him along.
It's a 2-year deal. Thank you, David, and whoever else did it a minute ago.
It was a 2-year deal. So anyway,
right. Ian has also asked a question. Can we give them an update on equipment? Okay, so we can take the show forward in the coming years. Well. The answer to your question, Ian, is we don't have an update on it at the moment. I'm actually buying equipment at the moment. I've bought myself a new mic that plugs into my iPhone. You can't see it off camera, and it's but all this stuff, as you quite rightly point out, costs a lot of money. I mean, that was 3 figures on its own just for a microphone. It's the sort of thing where we want to get involved, you guys. We want to set up whatever we're going to do, a Just Give You page. We just haven't got round to it yet. All these things take time. We need John's input on it. We need Ben's input and Sean's and Carl's. But the problem is, obviously, John's got issues away from the page, and he's really, really up against things at the moment. So we haven't got around to the nitty-gritty. Just doesn't matter about the equipment at the moment, but we will be going on next year. I promise you faithfully. So thank you for your question. Any other questions? So what are they saying, Joe? You're reading the comments as they're going through, and I'm not. What were your thoughts on Israel's entry for Eurovision? So you guys have met the wife? You have seen her?
No, someone just said about me doing a 2-year deal with the Holgate Dairy for milk.
Mike was saying something about £100. I don't know what that's about. Tell me what you're talking about, Mike. So...
Well, I think, listen, this is what we need, right? So this is what we need. We need to try and run some software within Facebook so we can keep this interactive with you guys. We need some software that will run inside this that will give us the capability of not just doing this screen, this split screen. We need to have something where we can both stay on and bring someone else in, either like a caller which obviously we can't do unless because we're both on our mobile or mobile. I'm on a mobile phone. So I think Nick is as well. Yeah, which is basically our Facebook Live works. You can do it off a computer. I'm not sure if you can add someone. You can only do it on a computer with one person. But so what we need to do is to make it more interactive, so that you guys can come on, that we can bring you on, even if we do it on a triple, where it goes 3 screens, so the boxes get smaller, that we can all have a chat, and also that we can chat at the same time without it becoming a jumbled mess. Because unlike Skype that we used to do with the other show, if you all start talking at the same time on Skype, it literally starts turning into a Dalek. So what we're after is someone with IT knowledge, with with some kind of knowledge how to run another platform within that will run inside or alongside Facebook. The other thing, what it needs to do is to maybe have an initial cost, but not a monthly cost, because otherwise we then start going into commercial stuff, which is not what we can aid or what we can afford. It's just not viably financially viable for us. So if anyone's got any ideas about what we can do, that would really help, because, like I say, this is the reason myself and Nick are doing this. It's a different thing, We'll try and get the odd famous, the odd ex-bowler and the famous people to come on, but the show really is about us, interacting with you guys. And there's 61 out of you now watching, and that's that's your bread and butter, because if you're not here, then there's no point us being here. So it's getting more and more. Obviously, had it not been such a good day today, there's probably had, quite a few fans, people that be watching tonight, but they're laying pissed up in a gutter somewhere in SE25 and can't get their Facebook working. So, but we're just after some ideas. If someone can, if you get an idea, obviously most of you guys are within our page. Drop us a message and we'll test it out. And then
Simon Pizzi, I'm going to come up to Leicester and I'm going to slap your arse, okay? Simon Philpott's asking, can you have my autograph? You can have 2 of them, and there they are for you. Michael Bushby, you're saying, can we have a webinar? What are you talking about? Look. 100 years old? 110 years old. Okay, we don't know what a webinar is. So you've got to talk in English where we understand. In all seriousness, thank you for your guys. Jill's absolutely right. We want to carry on doing this. We love doing this. We're proud to do this for you.
It just for us to evolve, for this to evolve for us and not stay stale within this environment, within this Facebook environment. We need to get something to literally to run alongside it. So if you get anything,
drop us an email, because we have a brand new email address. We have a brand new email. Ben, I'm going to try it now. I have no idea if I've got this right, okay? We have just set up not just our Facebook page, not just our Twitter page, not just our YouTube page. This is all for you guys, okay? We've also got, we want your contact. We love, as Jill quite rightly points out, this show's nothing without you. We've just got a brand new email address that we set up for you this week, and it is redandbluenews@outlook.com. That's redandbluenews@outlook.com. Please feel free to contact the show 7 days a week, okay? If it's questions, if it's something you want us to do, if it's got an idea, got some suggestions on how we can fund this to make this better viewing for you, just drop us it's redandbluenews@outlook.com. We want to hear from you, okay? So thank you for that, Jill. Thank you for your input on that. Right, any more questions coming through? What's this? You need to get on the show Claire Davis. Have you ever met Claire Davis?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, Claire is watching with us right now. Claire and her dad still with me all day today, okay? Lovely people. Claire, are you sober? And would you like, when Jill finishes, would you like to come on and say hello to the listening public or viewing public? Please put your message in the box right now, okay? Red and Blue News curry night, says Steve. Okay, come on. I'd love that. because I do love my Ruby. You prefer Chinese though, didn't you?
Yeah, I like Chinese. Well, we already did that, didn't we, with the Lionses
and the Lionses, we did.
And Nick Gillard and good night that, and hopefully there'll be some more of those. But yeah, it's they are the way, they are the future. Do you know what?
I don't know if you're absolutely right. And there's actually a conversation taking place in the background, and I've got cramp again in my foot. Somebody just said on there, we need a female presenter like Claire Davis. Now, I've got to tell you, when it comes to what she will look like on screen, okay, when they're comparing Claire Davis to Nick and Gel, okay, there is no contest. You're not going to listen to a word he says. You're not going to listen to a word I say once Claire comes on the screen, because she's a beautiful lady, both inside and out.
Well, we can't have that, can we? We need someone who's got a face like a blistered piss pot, not someone who's a bit of a looker.
Now, where's my missus again? I can't do this. I can't do this. My missus likes you. She thinks you're a lovely bloke. I'll soon put her right. What about Ty? No, Ben, you're asking about what about Ty? What you do when you go over there, mate, is your own time, okay? You want to go for your lady boys, mate. You carry on.
Listen, just quickly. Someone put. I can't see the. Someone just turned around and said, so it was Ben, said the best game of the season. And someone's at the end come up and said both the Leicester games. And you know what? I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. That 3-0 up there was fantastic. And the 5-0 down here. I'm trying to think, up until today, they conceded 5 goals before, Can't think of.
I've lost you. Yeah.
So Ian's just set up
a
group with me and you in it. So,
all right, okay.
But anyway, yeah. I'll be inclined to agree with that. They are. Both of those were really, really good. So
okay, I would like to definitely, John. I've just seen your message, mate. We're not going to have time to discuss it tonight. I want to just quickly mention the Renf game that took place on Friday night, the Robert Eaton Memorial Fund game, Palace versus Brighton. Palace ran out, I believe, winners 3-2 on the night. They've raised nearly 10 grand for the Robert Eaton Memorial Fund. So great effort, good Palace turnout. It was played at a place called the Dripping Pan in Lewes, and it's an annual thing. Next year, when I get more notification on it, I will attend the Renf game, because I've never have done it. It's been going for years. Our old former colleague Terence Ford played in goal for a couple of.
AJ played last year. Andy Johnson played last year.
AJ played last year. Peter Ward apparently had a run out this week.
Did he?
Remember Peter Ward? Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah,
the old Brighton player. Who's up Peter Ward? Who's up Peter Ward? Alan Mullery. So most of the listeners haven't got a clue what I'm talking about. Okay. But there you go. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, questions from the audience. Keep them coming. And what I'm going to do is, anybody who actually does want to pop on for Ben or John, are you there? Can you tell me if either of you like to come and do? Sean, I don't know if you're there. Last 5 minutes of questions. Anything else? By the way, I never answered what the question was. I have to say that the Leicester game, because I was lucky enough, I haven't been to many away games this year, but I did go to the Leicester game. So I'm obviously the lucky charm. So I was at the Leicester game last year, and I was at the Leicester game the away game, and the Leicester game last week. So there's not many other teams we've got an 8-0 aggregate win over in the season. So, yeah, got to be the Leicester game for me. Anybody else disagree with that? John, I know you put a request in. Okay, just before I say goodnight to Gel, can I ask you to put your request in again? And I know you're there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final Red and Blue review of this season. Okay, we are going to do a couple of other shows, as I said. Please look out on your socials. Please follow us on at Red and Blue News 1 on Twitter, on our Facebook page, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want you there. We want your feedback. We want suggestions for the show, and especially we need your help with some funding. So any ideas, let us know. Jill, what do you think about this thing that we've actually got up and running now, and we're getting quite slick out? What do you think?
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm enjoying it. So but we just need to, you know, for next year, we're trying up our game. And, you know, like I say, the team will get better, so will we.
I think it's important to stress. I think it's important to say a couple of thank yous. John in the background for all you do. Ben Allen, thank you for your show notes. Statistician Ned. Okay, Sean Feeney, I've got all your stats right here, buddy. Okay, I've got them all. We didn't need them this evening because we were only doing a touch on that. Thank you for
got a newbie as well, haven't we?
And Carl going to Russia. There will be a show. He's going to be doing his feedback from Russia. Again, keep your eye on all the socials. We'll keep you well informed on that. And most importantly of all, well, actually not quite, but most importantly of all, Joel Holyoke, I don't want to do this show if you're not involved in it, okay? Thank you for your massive input this year.
No, thank you. Right back at you. It's it's good. I enjoy it. I know you enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, and while there's always, you know, 50, 60 people ready to listen to our rants, raves, and
ramblings, yeah.
You know, yeah, exactly. I have seen that word as well on there tonight. Someone.
Well, ramblings. Well, John Ellicott is ready to take your place. Okay, so on behalf of everybody watching, Joel Holyoke, thank you so much. Okay, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, don't forget, I'm at home tomorrow, Joel. Don't forget.
Good night. God bless.
Shut up, buddy. Cheers, mate. John, I'm calling you on now. And here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. That was a wonderful Joel Holyoke. Okay, we are so blessed to have him on the show. And like I said, I don't want to do it without him. Now, anybody that's suffering from insomnia or anything like that, okay, I'd like to welcome on the page owner, the joint page owner, John Ellicott. Okay, in the background, this guy does an immense amount of work for you lot. Okay, he loves what he does on his page. We're proud to work on the page with him. Okay, big boy, nice to see you today, mate. How are you?
Thanks, man. Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for your kind words, mate. That's really nice. Yeah, really good. Great game, wasn't it? Fantastic to watch.
Give us your thoughts on the game today.
Well, firstly, it was a fantastic game of football. Superb passing by Palace. I don't think we've seen that all season up until the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Beautiful passing. It was one-touch football at points. You know, it's nice to see a Palace team go out there, play slick, flowing football, and actually look dangerous on the attack. It was fantastic to watch.
John, you're slightly out of shot, mate. Can you move to your right?
Yeah, sure.
There you go.
There we go.
You're back in.
So that's what I thought. I mean, you know, I think a couple of comments. Wayne Hennessy, I think today looked a far better keeper than we've seen recent. I don't know if it's down to Dean Kiley or whatever's going on behind the scenes, but he looks a ton times better than what he's been.
Because we know Wayne's a confidence player, John. Do you think that's because he's had a settled centre-back pairing with Tompkins and Sacco in front of him?
I think it helps. I mean, you know, when you've got those two behind in front of you, you know, it's a fact that they communicate well. They are very calm on the ball, and I think it helps Wayne having those sort of players in front of him. And I think that was you saw that at the beginning, sort of halfway through the season when Delaney came in. When he was, I think we had one game where Delaney came in, the goal immediately went in. You can see the difference in the way he plays straight as soon as he comes on. I think it's a fact of having those two at the back, Tompkins and Sacco, has helped immensely. And I'm just hoping that both of them stay fit next season, because I think we can actually push on next season if we have those two playing, every single game. I think we'll be fine.
I think he's unsung. Bear in mind, keep your eye on the messages, John, as they're going through, because there's one for you and Charlie on there. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Tompkins is our unsung hero this year. I mean, I think
definitely.
If we didn't have the flair players like Luca and Wilf, he would have been streets ahead of everybody else, and he would have been my player. In fact, I'll be honest with you. Hi, Pete. Hey, nice to see you, mate. I think Tompkins would have been up there with the player of the year anyway, don't you?
Definitely. I'd agree with that. I mean, personally, though, for me, my player of the year was Luca. I think him being given the captaincy was a masterstroke. I think he's probably one of the... I really think he's probably the most committed player I've seen on the pitch. He's the Jedinak Mark II. He's the sort of player who, you know, he commands the middle of the pitch so well, and I think making him as the captain was brilliant. As soon as we lost punch, putting him in.
Do you know? I think you raise a really good point about making him captain. I hadn't thought about that, but what he's actually given us is consistency all year round, and I think You know, with that and his outstanding, and he's adored by the. You saw it this afternoon.
Yes.
I mean, I did feel. Did the hairs on the back of your neck stand up when they're singing the Lucas song?
Oh yeah.
At him, and he's got his little kids with him. He'll effing murder you.
Oh, brilliant!
But it did make the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. I think, oh, really? Should we be singing in front of the kids?
Well, that's it. But, I mean, he's a fantastic player, and I mean, just seeing him even mixed with the HF and everything else, I think he's at the moment that he epitomises the determination that's in that squad right now, and I really think that next season, hopefully, no offence to Punch, but as I agree with Gel, he's a busted flush now, Punch. You can see the difference between the two players. Beginning of the season, we had Punch start as captain. I don't even think he knew his arse from his elbow, to be brutally honest. And half the time, he was arguing with other players about where they should be, where they shouldn't be. Luca doing all this. Exactly. Luca on the pitch, great leader, perfect as a captain. I think next season he will be the man who will be given the club captaincy.
John, I've got. I just wanted to touch on Jedinak. I was pleased to see him score last night. That's nice. Andy Stacey just said John Motson's just been on BBC One. He wanted to say thank you to Palace for today, which is a nice touch. And I think it's richly deserved. They gave him a great ovation.
Fantastic.
Great ovation today. And I think the club covered themselves in glory by doing a presentation during the pitch walk at the end as well. So wonderful thoughts.
Agreed.
John, we were talking a minute ago with reference to how we take this show forward. And everybody knows, so it's no secret, I'm not spilling secrets, that you've got difficult things going on in your world, okay?
Yeah.
You got any thoughts on how we can get this onto a better platform, not replacing Facebook, but to run alongside Facebook? Any thoughts?
Well, I mean, as I said to you, I think what we need to do, and I think Joel touched on it as well, we need to get some way of making sure that we can have an open forum, rather at the moment than having just 2 screens, having more screens so we can actually bring other people in. Because I think there's a lot of people out there who want to get involved. I saw this John Knox saying he wanted to come in. A couple of them was suggesting Claire as well. I mean, we would love to get you guys on and we'd love to get you involved. And that's why we want to look at somehow getting some sort of way of either some sort of, I don't know if it's crowdfunding, if it's something like a sponsorship or whatever, but some way of getting in the software that we can do it so that we can make this more accessible to everybody. And I know that, I mean, I'm just speaking to people today and speaking to those over the last couple of weeks on match days about what we do, and they're so happy with the way it's going. And as I say to you guys all the time, I'm so proud of what we're producing, and I'm sure that the people viewing right now will say the same thing. They enjoy what they're watching, and it's more like a couple of guys at a pub having a chat about football, which is the way we wanted it. We didn't want it to...
That's what it was set up to be.
Exactly. Absolutely. I mean, we didn't want it to be sterile. We wanted it to be something that people can engage with and enjoy, and we hope that's what is coming across. So now...
Because that's... Others do.
Exactly.
FYP and Whole Radio, they do a cracking job. It's just not what we want to do. We want to have interaction with the audience, live. Somebody just said, Justin Granger just said, what about a phone-in line? That's great, mate.
Yeah.
We need people to be able to hear what you're saying. I want to talk to you, Justin. Phone me. That's great. Okay, but the problem with that is, if I was to put out, I can get a second phone number in here now and take a call. But that would be great, but nobody else can hear. I can hear, but nobody else can hear, and that's slightly defeating the object. So we want to do it better than that. We want to be a little bit more slicker. We don't have to go down the professional route, but what we want to do is we want to give you guys a service, okay? And this is what John's alluding to.
Yeah. So, I mean, guys, if you've got any ideas on how we should go forward, because obviously we want to bring this forward. We want to make sure that you guys can get more involved and interact with it. So if you guys have got any ideas, as I say, Nick has already said, make sure you email us, message me, message one of the guys. The email address, again, is redandbluenews@outlook.com. So if you have any ideas, please let us know. We're willing to look into every avenue we can, because we want to, over the summer, once we've got Carl coming in doing his diary, as we've alluded to, and obviously the thing that he's judged, Jill, which should be a good fun, bit of fun and a bit of a laugh.
But that's what it is. That's a bit of fun.
So
okay, I just want to respond to Justin, if you don't mind. Justin's actually saying about open mic. Justin, just so you know, okay, or everybody that's listening out there, great suggestion, great idea, and it's not being poo-pooed in any way, shape or form, so please don't think that. But an open mic, just so you're aware, there is a second or so delay in in what's going on. Okay, so if you do open mic, you're going to be talking into my mobile phone speaker has been talking there, and there is a delay. What you can't see, in fact, I'm just going to turn my iPad round here. If you look at what's happening here, I'm going to wave at the camera there. Okay, now if you notice on my iPad, it hasn't happened yet. Okay, because there is a delay in what's going on. So open mics, there you go. If you look at it now, I'm about to wave at the camera on my iPad, and there it is. Okay, so there is a delay in what's being broadcast to you, not through us. Okay, it's just the way Facebook works. Okay, the internet is working. It's Steve is saying loudspeaker on a mobile. Exactly what we're talking about, Steve. But there would probably, if I was to put the volume up on this, and I can indicate this. Sorry, John, to interrupt. Okay,
that's fine.
Now I want you to hear what's being said on my iPad as we're talking. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on.
Yeah, there's always about a 30-second delay. I think it's something like that.
If I was to put the volume up on this, and I can indicate this. Sorry, John, to interrupt. Okay. That's fine. Now I want you to hear what's being said on my iPad as we're talking. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that little demonstration there shows you guys, whilst open mic and an open speaker on a mobile phone may work, okay, we'd need to investigate that a little bit more, because we want to. The worst thing we want to do is make the show worse. We want to make it better for you. That's what it's about.
Yeah, I think the other problem is the fact of, as you probably, any guys that use Facebook Live will know, that Facebook Live, unfortunately, is only as a platform that really works with the dual screen on mobile phones. It doesn't work on PC yet. So obviously that's the other issue. If you're watching on PC, you can't join the show. So obviously, if you know, there's no way you can interact apart from what you're writing on the screen to us guys, and we're reading it out. But when you are on the mobile phone, you can actually come onto the show and be part of it. So what we want to make it is so that everybody can go through one way, and we can all talk together and make it as interactive as possible. And I think we were talking about things like Skype and webinars and things like that, which obviously, you know, I know someone's already mentioned. But obviously, at this moment in time, there's no way we can actually do that. So that's what we want to look into, so that next season we can open it up to everybody. People can actually have a chat. And then my idea, this whole thing, I think we were talking about this earlier, about a couple of weeks ago, when we tried it on here, which is like a 606 style call-in show, would work much better, because then I can actually take people's calls or talk to people over, and we would be able to do it on the fly rather than waiting for someone to press the button to come in. So that's the whole that's the whole thing. So if anyone's got any ideas, we're most welcome to take them on board. And I think it's a fact that we want to take it forward and make it a better thing, for a better content for everybody. And
I think the most important thing is there, and Dan's just asking, how much does this tech cost? Dan, it's an unknown quantity, mate, because we don't know the answer to the question that we're setting here, okay? This is not to improve it for us, okay? It doesn't matter to us, because we love what we're doing. This is to improve it for you, to give you guys a better experience. So many people over the last week, because of the fan zone thing today and box part thing, so many people have come up to me that I've never met before, all part of the Palace family, and saying, thank you for what we're doing. That's great. That's lovely. And I really appreciate that. But we want to make it better for you. That's the bottom line. We want to make it better for you. John, change the subject. I want to know your views, please. Talking about box part, I'd like your views on the new kit, please.
New kit. Oh, I love it. It's fantastic, isn't it? It's the sash and the sash. Oh, good God.
The sash is back.
Wow,
guys out there, just so you're aware that we have our own private group chat that unfortunately Ben Allen's a part of, and Fingers Feeney's a part of. Me and John and Joe are all part of it. Okay, and I actually changed the name of it, and the name of the group chat is normally a rude word that's on there. Okay, but I changed it this week by saying the sash is back.
Yeah, I'm glad to see it's back, and what a way to unveil it with Vince Hilaire as well. That was just perfect, really brilliant. I love that.
Great point.
Oh, brilliant. I'm not being funny. It's nice to have it back, because, I mean, I think loads of people have been... We like the black with the red and blue sash, but there's nothing like that iconic kit of the 80s that we were... even the 70s, but we all remember people like Peter Taylor wearing, Vince Hilaire, Dave Swindlehurst, these wonderful players wearing this kit.
Certain Jim Cannon.
Indeed. Is that a little hint?
No hints, guys. Keep watching. Watch this space. Red and Blue News 1. On Twitter, our Facebook, our YouTube channel. Watch this space. Not really excited, am I?
No, not excited at all, mate. No, but I must admit, and I know the fact that I've spoken to a couple of people today, and they're quite and ahhing over the home kit. I like it. And as I think Steve alluded to it a couple of seasons ago, there's not so much. It's only so much you can do with stripes. But I think what Puma have done with that, it works. And I mean, we've had a sort of a fade kit before. I was talking to someone this morning. They said, "Oh, we've never had anything like that. It looks terrible." But we did. We had one similar to it was like there's fade coming outwards. You remember the old nutmeg kit, Nick?
I do.
Yeah, that one that Dougie Freedman. We was what war against Leicester when we got. I won't talk about that too much when Claridge did that little. We won't talk about that too much. But that kit, we had that sort of fade. I love both kits. I think they are going to sell very well as well for the club. And I think having Puma over the next couple of years, I think we'll see the benefits from it. I mean, as I think some didn't. Ben say it was like how many figure sum was it? 7-figure sum?
Yeah, 8-figure sum.
8-figure sum. So I mean, we're going to see the benefits from it. And as I say, when you look at it this way, I think Carl pointed and alluded to the fact that Arsenal were losing their sponsorship, kit sponsorship by Puma, and as we're one of the London clubs in the Premier League, they saw us as a viable route, and I think that's fantastic for us because hopefully we will be able to expand beyond the club shop because that's all we're at the moment restricted to, the club shop. And then once that happens, you'll be able to get it hopefully worldwide maybe. I mean, hopefully that's the vision they've got. Because
Ben Allen's saying in the chat, weren't we the only group to put out the rumour that it was going to be the Sashes back, okay? Weren't we the only group that I'm aware of that went live from Box Park so you saw it unveiled as it happened? Stay with Red and Blue News because that's what we're doing for. In fact, on that subject, I would just like to point out that Steve, as you said on there, keep up the good work, lads. Love watching you. Normally have to watch the reruns on as Sundays are busy for me. Well, Sundays are busy for everybody. That's why we've got our YouTube channel set up. Maybe we don't get the video. Maybe we don't get the videos out as quickly as we should. Okay, maybe we do have rendering issues sometimes that cause us untold issues. Okay, maybe we could be slicker. I'm not pointing any fingers at all. Okay? But seriously, folks, that's what the YouTube channel's set up for. Of course, you can't watch all the show. This is nearly 2 hours we've been going now. I'm going to wrap it up in a minute, but this has been 2 hours ago. I don't expect you to sit there all of your Sunday evening and watch the show.
No,
we want you to watch it in the week. We want you then to subscribe to it, okay, and then share it across all Palace forums. I don't care where it goes. The many people who get out to see it, the happier we are. So thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel because it's really important to us. We will get it out sometime, I would guess. John, I better ask you the question. When will we get the edited version of this out?
Right, okay. So hopefully I'm signed off for 2 weeks now, as you probably know, if anyone doesn't know. So hopefully we're talking tomorrow afternoon. Crossed fingers and no rendering issues, which the boys have been giving me stick for the last 2 weeks. So, I'm on the naughty step at the moment, guys. I'm the one that unfortunately is holding it back.
Can you see the message in the message board? Ben Allen's put on it. John has to edit. Going by the length of tonight's show, I'll be ready for the next season. Stop giving him a hard time. That's why we love him. Folks, John... Go on, mate.
I was going to say, there's a couple of messages I've seen about Charlie as well. So can I just say, just to let you know, guys, he's doing well. When I left him this morning, he was in his Palace kit. All happy, very happy indeed. And he's going around on his wheelchair now, knocking the nurses over and being a general pain in the backside. So we got our Charlie back at the minute. Obviously, he's going to be having chemo, and that'll be over 13 sessions, which is every 2 weeks. But that's on hold at the moment due to a few issues he's had with his back, and radiotherapy as well. I think it's 6 weeks of radiotherapy starting next week, I believe. So hopefully,
look at that idea. John, we send you all our love. You know we do. Okay?
I know.
But look at Steve's suggestion. This will test you and your bloody editing problems. You should make up a season review of all the bloopers and the funnies that will generate money for new equipment.
Not being funny. The amount of swearing that you guys sometimes do generate new equipment.
Everything I say is cocked up, so I won't worry about it. There'll be a whole show just me rambling on about complete garbage, but you lot tune in every week, and we're so proud to have you on board.
That's brilliant.
Folks, John, thank you for joining me. I'm going to wrap up
if you don't mind. No, it's fine.
On behalf of all the listenership, thank you for joining us. Love to your family. Mate, you know I'm off now for the next 3 weeks, so if you need me for anything, seriously, if you need any help with the editing, I'm around. Just give me a shout. I've got a different laptop if you want to try it. Ladies and gentlemen, that there is the Supremo of Red and Blue News, John Ellicott. Okay, mate, you take good care. God bless you.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks so much, guys. And thank you, Nick. And thank you for Gel, to Gel and Ben and Sean and everybody else that's helped out this season. So, and obviously, we're going to be bringing you new content during the summer and for next season as well. So, guys, thanks very much. And cheers, Nick, for everything.
Cheers, mate. Talk to you soon. Take care.
Take care. See you later, mate.
Bye. All right, there you go. So that was John Ellicott joining the show. We've also had Jill Holyoke joining the show. One more time, people, because it's important to us. redandbluenews@gmail.com, at Red and Blue News 1 on Twitter, and on our Facebook page, Red and Blue News or Red and Blue Review, or just search Nick Philpott or Jill Holyoke. It'll come up, okay? And once you've got it on there, please subscribe. Thank you for a lot. They're still coming in. They're still coming. I hope to meet you too, Steve. Thank you once again. Have a great summer. This has been a pleasure for me, a pleasure for Jill. We will be in touch with you over the summer, make no mistake. And if you want us for anything, you've got the email address now. One of us will pick that up 24/7. So thank you so much for joining us. Please tell all your Palace family about it, because the more of you are out there, the happier we are. Guys, this is Nick Philpott signing off for the summer. Up the Palace. Take care. Good night.